Hi, welcome to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Target Individual Experience. What you see here is a text that I received from Pam today. Okay, just like yesterday, she knew she had a function to go to, didn't tell me, then told me yesterday afternoon, and then when I text her to say I was leaving at around 8:30, she tells me if I can stay. No, actually, before that, if I can stay to put the kids to bed. And I text her. I said, so the kids already bathed, they're fed. Let's do homework, and you know, it's 8 o'clock. So if I send them to bed now, they're gonna wake up very, very early. I'll have you. And again, she went out, to some work dinner, and she told me that she got home around 1 o'clock, which I don't believe her. But anyway, it doesn't matter anyway, right? But I just wanted to show you guys, and particularly when you start to see the police trying to intimidate me, see them all around, is because whenever, again, like I've noticed the patterns, whenever she has a date or she's going out somewhere, they will always use police tactics to try to intimidate me into staying and watching the kids, right? And then again, like to sleep over, and I'm not doing that, right? Because it's what if when I used to stay over, they used to intimidate me to try to intimidate me to leave, right? And then when it's convenient for her, then it's like in trying to intimidate me to stay, right? Again, seeing the patterns, recognize the patterns. All right, but I'm showing you this because I want you to understand her mindset, right? In terms of when you talk about coercive persuasion programming, you guys can look that up. Coercive persuasion programming. Go to psychologicalharassment.com, look in the section that's called psychological manipulation, right? Or you can look Dr. What's her name? Margaret Singer, not Margaret Sanger, but not the woman from Planned Parenthood, but Margaret Singer, who was a who was the renowned expert in cult, destructive cults, and she was a psychiatrist, right? She was an expert in destructive cults and the cult movement, particularly in the 70s and the 80s, and she gives a whole definition of what a coercive persuasion program is, right? And there are, I think, seven criteria of coercive persuasion program and what it is that they do. And one of them is to try to manipulate someone into being subservient, right, into servicehood, meaning creating a slave within the general population and using psychological means in order to do it, right? So it's not physical, but it's more psychological. And again, the creation of certain personality types within the society and how those empower and select gatekeepers and psychologically manipulate them using psychological programming to promise them certain things, right? So when I get a message from her, right, any other person would say, hey, I got a function to go to, can you stay and put the kids to bed while I go to this function, right? She's not going to do that, right? What she's going to do with her dark triad masters, right, who use psychological manipulation on her, is to now want to either tell me or put it in this way in which to say, well, I was going to go, I'm going to this function, right? So it wasn't a surprise. So kind of leaving up to me to say, okay, I'll stay. No, okay, no, because of what she did yesterday. Now she comes and she's telling me, oh yeah, I got invited to another function, but you didn't tell me before about yesterday. Why is that? Until later on in the afternoon. Why is that? Because and then try to manipulate me by sending me a picture that she's at some function. I'm like, really? I'm thinking to myself, when she's at function, she's always sending me pictures of her friends, sitting at a table having a good time. But in this case, she just sent me a picture, some random picture. I don't know what the hell it is, or have you. And I said to her, it doesn't matter. I said to you, I'm not babysitting these kids. even though they're my kids. Remember too, we don't live together, so it is me over here. If I have to stay while she goes out or something, that is babysitting. That right? Even though they're my kids, I'm still watching them for her. Okay. So, um, So anyway, as I was saying, right? So this is what she does. All right, not being respectful, right? And again, also send me subliminal message. The New York Predator Department. I was watching a video and it said something about boundaries. So watching a video about this Florida secretary, female secretary, who was hitting on a student who worked in the office. When he doesn't have class, he sometimes works in the office. Who works in the office? She was hitting on this boy, and then because she didn't want to be held accountable, she said that he advanced her, but it was a lie because he had other students that was there, other faculty members that was there that saw what was going on, right? So the accountability part is what they want, how they've been conditioned to not want any part of. All right. So instead of her, and again, avoiding accountability, and again, like they were talking about how these women don't have any boundaries, right? And then I said, yeah, I know, because I was just talking out loud. And I said, yeah, I know. When it comes to men having boundaries, and as I said, when it comes to men having boundaries, immediately what happened? You had a police siren, right? New York Predator Department. So men cannot, and this is how women operate today, where men cannot have boundaries. And I want you guys to understand how this is part of the social conditioning, particularly within the black community, particularly within the minds of black women, right? That they can have boundaries, but black men, we cannot have boundaries. When we have boundaries, they break every boundaries that we set, or we say that we expect, or we have. They will break it because again, is the conditioning in their mind of having power over black men. So they don't have to respect us. They don't have to respect our boundaries, but we have to respect them and respect their boundaries. Okay? And I can't tell you how many times that when I said boundaries, she completely overlooked, not even, don't even care. Don't even care. But she can set boundaries and I have to respect that. Right? And her boundaries is based on abuse. Okay? It's abuse. All right? Now I know I don't bring up that word a lot when it comes to shit that she does, because when you're a man, particularly in the black community, you've been taught that when women do negative things to you, it's not abusive. But if you do negative things to a woman, it's abusive. Right? This is how we've been conditioned in our community. This is why I said the black community is we operate in this hyena matriarch culture, right? And go look up hyena culture, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Where you have more dominant females, right? And the males are more, submissive and feminine. But we within the black community, particularly black men, we have to understand what's going on. And this is why, again, part of the reason why I do my videos also. I document this stuff also. Because only in the black community, we are being conditioned as men, right, to be more feminine. And a big part of that is because most black children who are raised in the black community are being raised in, and I said but being raised in single parents household. Okay? And I had to just stop myself there for a minute, because the white racist media push out this false narrative about black fathers not being involved in their children's life, when for decades black fathers have been the most involved in their children's lives. And then they have black women who know that their child's father are in their children's life, and they still co-sign that bullshit. Why? Because their children's father are not doing what they want them to do. Okay? That's the reason why they'll co-sign that bullshit. When a man has boundaries and set boundaries, they don't like it. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do, drop the kids off, and say, hey, you know what? You take care of the kids right now. I'm going to have my fun, and that's it. Okay, that's it.